Now to new concerns about the cost to care for the thousands of unaccompanied minors crossing into the U.S. Channel 5's Tanvi Verma reports.
Just this week, the question of how much it's costing us to take care of migrants came up at a press conference held by Congressman Henry Cuellar, including the question of whether our resources would be better spent in other areas.
You want to help kids that are in third world conditions, no water, no sewage? Let me take you to a colonia.
UTRGV lecturer of criminal justice Steve Romero says the answer to questions like these are not simple, saying a lot of the money we spend on migrants is to catch, process, and detain them. The government provides DHS with that money each year, depending on the needs of the border.
To seek a better life, and that's what these individuals are doing. And I think the United States should be able to do that and has the resources to do that. It just has to be smart.
That money has nothing to do with funding for American children, but it's funding that Romero says is running tight.
So we're looking at a very big problem, and a problem that can't be solved right away.
CBP's budget shows $49.8 billion for this fiscal year, which started in October 2020, as opposed to $51.7 billion in 2020's fiscal year. Some other expenses are about $160 million for staff, about $20 million to hire 300 Border Patrol processing coordinators, $180 million for facilities construction, and about $200 million for technology. This funding is actually less than CBP's last fiscal year budget, over $1 billion less.
Customs Border Patrol is having to use the money that's been set aside for that agency to have to house these individuals. They didn't, these minors specifically, and they didn't have the facilities. Facilities are made to house adults.
According to CBP, this is why the McAllen Processing Center is still being remodeled and why there's now a temporary processing center in Donna.
There's not enough people to deal with this surge, and so that's been a big problem. But also they have to feed them, they have to clothe them, they have to provide medical assistance.
Sister Norma Pimentel of Catholic Charities says they're using a lot of their resources to help sheltering the migrants coming in through the Rio Grande sector. But the costs don't end there. There's costs of ICE detention, a several billion-dollar budget to detain and remove. Some immigrant data specialists are questioning why we're spending so much money on keeping people out.
Immigrants in general are huge contributors to the economy. They don't take, they give. Business folks know that absolutely.
Adding that Texas's biggest resource shortage is labor. Spots migrants coming from the southern border often fill. We reached out to CBP for comment. We're still waiting to hear back. They did not respond. If and when they do, we'll let you know what they say. Tanvi Verma, Channel 5 News.